What if I told you your past doesn't exist anymore? That all those memories you replay in your mind, all the regrets you carry, the mistakes, the triumphs, they don't hold any real power. They're just echoes of moments that have already slipped through your fingers. The only thing that truly matters is what you choose to do today, right here, right now, and what you decide to plan for tomorrow. Think about it. How much time do we waste looking backward, reliving conversations we can't take back, wishing we'd taken a different path? It's like walking forward while staring at the ground, tripping over what's ahead because we refuse to look up. But here's the truth I've learned. The past is a shadow. It only exists if you turn around to face it. The present? That's where your strength lies. And the future? That's where your dreams live. This isn't just a motivational line, it's a fact. One decision today can set the course for an entirely different life tomorrow. In the next few minutes, we're going to explore something powerful, and that is how to stop letting the past hold you hostage, how to take control of your present and unlock the potential waiting for you in your future. By the end of this video, you'll feel a shift. You'll see the world and yourself in a new way. You'll realize that your life isn't defined by what's behind you, but by what you do with the time you have right now. So, stay with me. Let's reshape how you think about your past, your present, and the future that's calling your name. Let's rewrite the story you've been telling yourself, starting today. Let's talk about the past. What is it really? It's not something you can hold, not something you can touch. It's not a place you can visit or a thing you can change. The past is simply a mental construct, a collection of memories stored in your mind. Think about it. Every moment you've lived, every success, every failure, every conversation, it exists now only as a thought. You can recall it, replay it, analyze it, even obsess over it, but none of it is real anymore. It's a story you're telling yourself. Here's the thing, the past has no power unless you give it power. It's like a movie playing on repeat in your mind. You're the one who decides whether to hit stop or let it keep going. The question is, are you the audience or are you the director? Think of the past as a shadow. It follows you, clings to you, but only when you turn around to face it. When you focus on what's ahead, on the light in front of you, that shadow fades into the background. It's still there, but it can't block your path. Now, let's bring this closer to home. How many times have you caught yourself overthinking a mistake? Maybe it was a harsh word you said to someone you love. Maybe it was a missed opportunity, a job you didn't take, a chance you didn't grab, a risk you didn't take. You replay it in your mind, don't you? You pick apart every detail, wishing you could go back and fix it. But here's the hard truth. You can't. No matter how much energy you pour into regret, it won't change the outcome. I remember a time when I let the past hold me back. There was a decision I made, a wrong one, and I couldn't stop beating myself up over it. Every time I thought about moving forward, that memory would creep in, whispering, "What if you mess up again? What if you fail?" I spent weeks, even months, trapped in that mindset, stuck in a loop that wasn't real, and it was exhausting. The past was no longer hurting me. I was hurting myself by refusing to let it go. But here's what I realized. The past is like a heavy backpack filled with stones. You can carry it if you want, but it's only going to slow you down. The moment you decide to set it down, you feel lighter, freer, and more capable of moving forward. So, why do we hold on to it? Why do we let a shadow, a memory, something that doesn't even exist anymore, block the light of today? Let's shift our focus to where it truly matters, which is the present, the here and now. This moment you're living right now is the most valuable time you have. Why? Because it's the only time you have control over. The past is gone, the future hasn't arrived yet, and all you have is this exact moment to act, to decide, to change. The present moment is your foundation. Think of it as the fertile soil where every decision you make plants a seed. Those seeds grow into the future you'll one day live in. But if you're too distracted by the past or too worried about the future, you're neglecting the only space where those seeds can be planted and nurtured. Every opportunity, every breakthrough, every step forward begins with what you do right now. This moment is fleeting. It won't wait for you to decide. You either use it or let it slip through your fingers. When you start to truly embrace the present, something incredible happens. You gain clarity. You begin to see things for what they are, not what they were or what you fear they might become. You step into a state of mindfulness. Mindfulness isn't just about sitting in silence or meditating. It's about being fully present in what you're doing, in the choices you're making, in the life you're living. When you practice mindfulness, your focus sharpens. Your decisions become intentional. You're no longer reacting to life, you're creating it. Mindfulness gives you power, the power to pause before responding, the power to see the path clearly before you take the next step, the power to fully experience life in its simplest, purest form. And here's the best part. It doesn't require massive changes or hours of practice. Small steps make a big difference. Here are a few ways to start embracing the present, starting today. Focus on one task at a time. Multitasking scatters your energy and divides your attention. When you give your full focus to one thing, not only do you finish faster, but you also do it better. Set micro goals for each day. These are small, achievable steps that move you forward. For example, if you're working toward better health, commit to drinking more water today or taking a 10-minute walk. Progress happens one step at a time, not in giant leaps. Create a moment of gratitude. At the start or end of each day, pause to reflect on one thing you're grateful for. It trains your mind to focus on the positive, even in challenging times. These aren't just tips, they're tools to help you anchor yourself in the present moment. Let me share a story with you. It's about someone you've probably heard of, Eckhart Tolle, author of The Power of Now. Before writing his groundbreaking book, he was struggling with deep depression and anxiety. He described a moment when he thought to himself, "I can't live with myself anymore." And then he realized something profound. Who is the I, and who is the myself I can't live with? That realization, that his suffering came from being trapped in his thoughts, changed everything. He stopped obsessing over the past and worrying about the future. He focused entirely on the present moment. From that shift, he rebuilt his life, one mindful step at a time. His story reminds us that when we focus on now, the possibilities are limitless. Now let me ask you something. What will you do today that your future self will thank you for? Will you finally start that project you've been putting off? Will you take one step toward better health, stronger relationships, or greater happiness? This isn't just a question, it's a challenge to live intentionally, to stop drifting through life on autopilot and take ownership of your time, your actions, your choices. Right now, in this very moment, You have the power to change the direction of your life. The future isn't something that happens to you. It's something you create. And the best way to create a better future is to focus on what you're doing today. Let's turn our attention forward to the future. It's easy to think of the future as something far away, something that just happens to us. But that's not true. The future isn't random. It's not luck. It's not chance. The future is a reflection of the choices you make and the actions you take today. Every decision you make, no matter how small, shapes what comes next. Think of your future as a blank canvas. Every stroke of the brush, every effort, every step is adding to the masterpiece that will eventually unfold. But here's the thing. To create the future you want, you need to have a vision. You need to know what you're painting. Visualization is powerful. When you can see the life you want, when you can imagine it with clarity, you give yourself direction. It's like driving to a destination. Without a clear address, you'll wander aimlessly, taking wrong turns, wasting time. But when you know where you're going, every move becomes purposeful. So, how do you start building a vision for your future? First, take a moment to dream. Don't limit yourself. Ask yourself, what do I want my life to look like a month from now? A year? 5 years? Write it down. Put it on paper where you can see it. Make it tangible. Then, break that vision into clear, actionable goals. Here's how you can do it. 1. Write down 3 specific goals. Think short-term, medium-term, and long-term. Maybe you want to save a certain amount of money in the next 3 months. Maybe you want to start a new career within the year. Or maybe 5 years from now, you see yourself running your own business. Write it all down. Be specific. Vague goals lead to vague results. 2. Break each goal into daily actions. Ask yourself, what can I do today to move closer to this goal? It could be as simple as sending an email, researching a topic, or setting aside 10 minutes to plan. Small steps, taken consistently, create momentum. Let me tell you about some people who turned a vision into reality. Think of Oprah Winfrey. She grew up in poverty, faced unimaginable hardships, and could have easily let those circumstances define her. But she didn't. She had a vision, a belief in what her life could be. She worked tirelessly, focusing not on where she came from, but on where she wanted to go. Or Elon Musk, who dared to imagine things others thought were impossible. Electric cars dominating the market, space exploration driven by private companies. Those weren't random outcomes. They were the result of bold visions paired with deliberate actions. And then there's J.K. Rowling. She wrote the first Harry Potter book while struggling as a single mother, barely making ends meet. But she had a vision, and she stayed committed to it, page after page, rejection after rejection. What makes these individuals extraordinary isn't their circumstances, it's their ability to see a future that didn't yet exist, and to take the necessary steps to create it. You don't have to be Oprah or Elon or JK to build a meaningful future. You don't need to have it all figured out. You don't need a perfect plan. All you need is the courage to take the first step. So let me ask you, what's your vision? What kind of life do you want to wake up to a year from now, 5 years? What's one thing you can do today to move closer to it? Don't overthink it. Start small. Remember, progress isn't about doing everything at once. It's about doing one thing, then another, then another. The future isn't something that happens to you. It's something you create. one decision at a time. It's not about waiting for the right moment. It's about making this moment the right one. So take a deep breath. Imagine your future. Write it down. Break it into steps, and then start. Letting go of the past isn't easy. The things we've been through, the mistakes we've made, the hurt we've felt, they have a way of clinging to us, shaping how we see ourselves and the world around us. But what if you could see the past differently? What if, instead of holding you back, it could become a source of strength? Here is something powerful to consider. Your past is not a prison. It's a teacher. Every failure, every misstep, every regret, it's all part of your story. But it doesn't have to define your next chapter. The key is learning how to reframe those experiences. When you look at your past, don't focus on what went wrong. Ask yourself, what did I learn? How did it shape me? What strengths did I gain? Failures are not limitations, they're lessons. They're opportunities to grow, to adapt, to become better. Think of it this way. A sculptor starts with a rough block of stone. Every mistake, every chip, every flaw becomes part of the process that creates something beautiful. You are the sculptor of your own life. Your past doesn't make you less, it makes you more. Now, let's talk about how to move on. Letting go isn't about erasing the past, it's about freeing yourself from its weight. Here are 3 strategies that can help. 1. Practice forgiveness, starting with yourself. Forgiveness doesn't mean excusing what happened. It means choosing to stop letting it control you. Forgive yourself for the mistakes you've made. Forgive others who have hurt you. Holding on to anger or regret only keeps you stuck. When you forgive, you release the emotional grip those experiences have on you. 2. Focus on gratitude for the present. Gratitude is a powerful tool. When you shift your focus to the good things in your life, no matter how small, they begin to outweigh the negative. Each day, take a moment to reflect on something you're grateful for. It could be a kind word from a friend, the warmth of the sun on your face, or simply the fact that you have another day to start fresh. 3. Use affirmations to reframe your mindset. Words have power. What you tell yourself becomes your reality. Instead of replaying negative thoughts, repeat affirmations that reinforce your strength and potential. Try saying, "Oh, I am not my past. I am my actions today. Oh, I choose growth over regret. My future is brighter because I've learned from my past." Say these words out loud. Write them down. Keep them visible as a reminder of the person you're becoming. Now, let's do something together. A simple exercise to help you release the hold your past might have on you. Find a quiet spot. Sit comfortably. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and let it out slowly. Picture yourself standing on a path. You're carrying a heavy bag on your back. This bag holds everything from your past, every mistake, every regret, every painful memory. Feel the weight of it. Now, imagine taking the bag off your shoulders and setting it down. Watch it sink into the ground, disappearing into the earth. As it fades away, feel the tension leaving your body. Notice how much lighter you feel, how much freer. Take another deep breath. Inhale a sense of calm, of possibility of renewal. Exhale the doubts, the guilt, the fear. When you're ready, open your eyes. You just let go of something that's been holding you back. Maybe it's not gone entirely, but you've taken the first step, and that's what matters. Remember, your past isn't your enemy, it's a part of your story. But it doesn't have to be the part that holds you back. Let it guide you, but don't let it define you. The moment you let go is the moment you create space for something better, something new. You've made it to this point. You've listened, you've reflected, and now it's time to act. Let's take a moment to pull everything together. Here's the truth we've explored today. You don't have a past. What you have is the power to create the life you want, starting right now. Every mistake, every success, every regret, they've all led you to this moment. But they do not control you. Only you control you. The present moment is your tool, your chance to shape your future. The future isn't something distant or out of reach. It begins right here with the decisions you make today. So, let's make this personal. What will you do with the power you hold in this moment? It's not about grand gestures or dramatic changes. It's about small, deliberate actions. I want you to pause for a second and ask yourself, what's one thing I can do today to move closer to the life I want? It doesn't have to be monumental. Maybe it's writing down a goal. Maybe it's forgiving yourself for something you've held on to for too long. Maybe it's reaching out to someone you've lost touch with. Now, I want you to share that step with us in the comments below. What's one thing you'll do today that your future self will thank you for? Don't just think about it. Write it down. When you share it, you're not only committing to it, but you're also inspiring others to take action too. And here's another way to make an impact. Share this video with someone who needs to hear this message. Maybe it's a friend, a family member, or someone who's been struggling with their past. When you share this, you're not just helping yourself, you're helping others find the strength to move forward. But above all, remember this: the only moment you control is now. Not tomorrow, not yesterday, just now. And what you choose to do in this moment matters. It's like a ripple in water. One small act creates waves that spread far beyond what you can see. Your present is your opportunity. Your future is waiting for you. The only question left is, will you take the first step? If you've been waiting for the right time, this is it. If you've been waiting for permission, here it is. If you've been waiting for the courage to begin, let this be your sign. The past is a story, the present is your tool, and the future is your masterpiece. It's time to start creating. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. You being here shows that you're ready to make a change, to step into your power, and to create a life that excites you. Every moment you invest in yourself matters, and I'm grateful to be part of your journey. If this message resonated with you, take a moment to like this video. It helps us reach others who might need this reminder, just like you did. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. Together, we can keep building this community of growth, strength, and transformation. Your best days are ahead. Don't let the past distract you from them.